Evening, guys. We are in Thetford at the moment. We booked a bit of an impromptu night away just so we could get out. I did a market this morning that was a bit of a disaster, so this couldn't have come at a better time. We're gonna spend tonight just relaxing. We've got dinner at 7:30 and then breakfast booked in the morning, where I will be getting the beautiful all continental because I am a sucker for pastries. But we are going to spend tomorrow exploring Thetford because I have never been, and it's only an hour and a half up the road from where I live, unbelievably. So yeah, we may be doing Thetford Forest or having a look at what other kind of explorable parts there are. On the way in, we drove past some beautiful houses, but I didn't get time to catch them on camera, unfortunately, because when you're moving at 60 mile an hour, it's a bit hard. I'm gonna go get myself changed, and we're gonna get sorted and ready. We're gonna watch a little bit of NCIS and some cheap tacky TV that whatever Freeview they offer normally, and we're gonna go have dinner. I'll show you what I get. I really don't know what I'm gonna get yet, but whatever is, I'm sure it will be lovely. So I'll see you in the next bit. You would have seen the little footage from B&M, but I had to get a new friend because somebody forgot to bring one of their stuffed toys, and I can't sleep in a foreign place without it. So I have now gained another new friend from B&M. $6.99 was well worth this beautiful banana cow. But yeah, gained a new buddy too. I normally get a squishmallow everywhere I go anyway. I try to collect them from different places, but new friend. Dinner's done. It was good, to be honest, wasn't it? Yeah. Could have done without waiting 15 minutes after being seated to see anyone, but to be fair, they were run off their feet, bless them, with multiple large parties that if they were any louder, they'd have been breaking the laws on decibels. But all in all, dinner was actually really nice, and we paid for the meal deal with the hotel booking, and we paid $2.99 each extra just to get a 3-course meal, which meant all in all we paid just pennies under £30 for a 3-course meal per person, which is actually a really good deal if you consider the fact that my main course, my burger and chips, was £13 on its own. But it was nice. We could have done though also without the group of people next to us. So I'm just reaching my cup of tea. Yeah, it hit the nail on the head. We were posted up next to, well, to be fair, they were brought in after we were already sat down. a bunch of moneyed up elderly people, specifically the two men, who just kept waffling on about how our generation is lazy and the servers would be able to live on their own if they worked 2 jobs. Not to mention the sprinkled in bits of racism here and there. And honestly, it made for an interesting dinner. Could have done without it, but it was an awful lot of interesting eavesdropping. So we've just got a last cup of tea before we go to bed. We're going to have some after dinner treats of Ferrero Rocher, which he's already made a start on, so I've got the TV on. But then it will be back to see you guys in the morning to see what we decide to do. He's currently looking up, or you were looking up ideas on Atlas Obscura, just to see what there was, because I've never actually been to Thetford before. This is my first time in the area, considering it's only like an hour and a half away from where I live. Like I said earlier, it's crazy I've never actually been before, but...
You've never really visited much of the country. I've been all over.
Yeah, true. I don't travel much. I don't ever really have a need to, but now that we're at a point where we want to, little bits here and there where it's like an hour or so away, it's not so bad, even as a day trip. So we are gonna have a snack, go to bed, and then decide what we're going to do in the morning. But we will be having our nice luxury breakfast first. So I will see you then. If it's not bad enough that we've just come across in the middle of the woods, it gets worse. It's yarn, but it's not crocheted. I don't know. Blair Witch has ruined us. It's just creepy. What the fuck? Some poor child is now missing all their toys. Thetford Forest is the largest lowland pine forest in Britain, and it is located right on the border for the north of Suffolk and the south of Norfolk in England. It covers 47,000 acres in the form of a site of special scientific interest in the UK. The forest was first planted in the 1920s to increase and sustain the nation's dwindling supply of timber resources after the First World War. It is composed mainly of heathland with pines and broadleaf trees. The Neolithic flint mine, the Grimes Graves, is also located in Thetford Forest. Thetford Forest is one of the most picturesque and well-loved sites of natural beauty in the region, and it is also one of the UK's largest man-made forests. There's musical instruments through here. It's got playable instruments. I'm not going to make that one.
Different instruments.
Oh, that's a nice one. The forest was planted on open heathland and shooting estates. Beneath the trees lie the prehistoric flint mines and Bronze Age burial mounds. Thetford Forest itself is an international import special protection area and a nationally designated site of special scientific interest and a special area of conservation for plants and animals. Got it. I'm currently taking Wanda up to the visitor centre because I've left Luke in the bathrooms. He overate at breakfast and is feeling a little ill, but we have done just over 3 miles of walking today. We've done just around 5 kilometres, so we're doing pretty well for us. But I'm now going to go find some lunch, maybe a drink or a coffee, and see what happens. While I've left him in the bathroom, I've just snuck into the visitor centre. I'm going to wait for him before I get food, but I have just... We're at an Anglo-Saxon village and like archaeological site, heritage site thing. So I just thought while I'm here I'll pick up something while he doesn't know. So I've got him a Viking anchor keychain. £5 is not bad for that, I'm quite pleased with that. He wears one of my necklaces that's the Viking anchor. I gifted it to him years ago. He loves the thing. So when he gets out of the bathroom, I'm going to surprise him with that because he won't be expecting it. Thetford was perhaps the most important late Saxon town in East Anglia. The population explosion occurred in the 9th century, and the subsequent settlement and craft working activities are well represented amongst the archaeological records for the parish. The history of Thetford goes right back to the times of the Iceni tribe during the Iron Age and the early Roman era. In its heyday, Thetford was the Saxon capital of East Anglia. During this period, Thetford suffered a number of Viking raids but later developed into a thriving town. With a focus on pottery production and other craft working, it was considered to be the capital of East Anglia. During the 5th and 6th centuries, the focus of the settlement in Thetford was in the area between Brandon Road and Red Castle. Excavations show evidence of textile production due to finds including a number of loom weights, a spindle whorl, and other associated artefacts. Later excavations revealed the presence of an early and Middle Saxon settlement to the west of the present town, as well as an early Saxon building on Brandon Road. One of the finds recovered from the Brandon Road site was a rare piece of decorated glass vessel dating from the 5th or 6th centuries. A small early Saxon cemetery was also excavated on Brunel Way on higher ground overlooking the Little House, a typical position for cemeteries of this date. At least 13 burials with grave goods were found. These finds included brooches, beads, knives, spearheads, and in a few cases traces of textile remains. During the Middle and Late Saxon period, Thetford developed into a large town, and during the 10th century it may have been the same size or larger than Norwich. Thetford's prosperity is usually associated with the Viking occupation of the late 9th century, but it is likely that the town was already of some importance, otherwise it may not have been such an attractive base for the Vikings. Thetford's position was significant. Situated on a navigable river and an important ford, its location made it a key centre for connecting trade routes with East Anglia.